What's going on, moms and dads of Lorcana? It's Chris here from A Parent's Guide to Lorcana. I'm so glad to have you back on the channel today. Today, I want to talk about the keywords from the original Chapter 1 set. If you're watching this in November, we are about 2 weeks away from the release of Chapter 2, and with that release, we're going to get a whole new wave of keywords. So I thought now would be a perfect time to go through, and if you're brand new, learn about these keywords for the first time. And if you've been with us for a little bit, then maybe just a little bit of a refresher course for these keywords. So I hope you enjoy the video, and let's get started. The first keyword we're going to start with is bodyguard. This is a really great keyword, and I use this a lot in my Amber Steel deck. So bodyguard, a character may enter play exerted. An opposing character who challenge one of your characters must choose the one with bodyguard if able. This is a great card to play if you have some cards who have a high lore count but are low in willpower. You put a bodyguard character out, you put them out exerted, and your opponent must challenge them. What this does for you is it allows your other characters who have a low willpower and can easily be banished because of that low willpower to confidently go out, quest, get all that lore for you, knowing that your opponent is going to have to challenge your bodyguard character before they can even think about attacking your characters with the high lore. If you have multiple bodyguards, this will stack. They will always have to challenge your bodyguard first. Speaking about challenging, the next keyword we have here is challenger. I'm going to show you the Captain Hook card now. Hook has challenger +2. When challenging, this character gets +2 strength. This is a really great card because in this case, Captain Hook is a 1 strength, 2 willpower. He's not very tanky. He can't take a lot of damage and he can't give a lot of damage. However, because he has challenger +2, his strength 1 will actually increase to strength 2 because of your challenger +2. This is a really good keyword because in the case where maybe you need to take a character of your opponent's off the board, but a 1 strength just wouldn't be enough to do it with Hook alone, rather than committing 1, 2, or 3 cards even to attacking your opponent's character, excuse me, and banishing them, Hook alone, by jumping up to a 3 strength, will be able to take on most of those characters himself. The next keyword we have here is evasive. Only characters with evasive can challenge characters with evasive. This is a great card also. So what evasive means is if I'm playing a card like Pongo, for example, who has evasive, I cannot challenge him with any of my characters if my characters don't have evasive. In a case that you see a lot on our channel where Ethan is playing a Ruby deck and I'm playing a Amber Steel deck, Amber Steel does not have any evasive characters at the moment. So I don't have any characters that can deal with Pongo. So every time Pongo quests for 2 lore, there's nothing I can do in a challenge world to get him off the table and banish him. I have to use items like smash or grab your swords or something like that to get rid of him because I'm unable to challenge him because none of my cards in my deck have the evasive keyword. So the only way anyone can challenge Pongo is with another character with evasive. I think Tinkerbell in the Emerald, or Peter Pan in the Emerald, or any other, if a mirror match, even another Pongo if you're playing a mirror match against another red Ruby deck. But it essentially means that Pongo is safe. He's safe on the board if there is no other evasive characters to challenge him. Next keyword we have is reckless. You'll find this on the Gaston card in the Ruby deck. Reckless. This character can't quest and must challenge each turn if able. So in this case, Gaston doesn't have any lore, so he doesn't quest anyway. But because of Reckless, he must challenge. He's a 4 strength, so you want to get him throwing punches anytime he gets on the table. And with this Reckless keyword, he must challenge every turn, which means when he comes into play, if you're the opponent going against a Ruby Gaston, you know with 100% certainty he's going to challenge one of your characters. Now, it says with 8 if able, because let's say you have, for example, that Pongo on the other side of the board, and that's the only card on the board. Well, Gaston doesn't have evasive, so he can't challenge Pongo. So in a case like that, the with able will trigger, and Gaston won't actually get to use his reckless keyword in this case. But any other character that he can, if he's able to challenge, he must. Madison plays this next card a lot against me. It's Rafiki, and he has a keyword called Rush. This character can challenge the turn they're played. So as you know, in Lorcana, when you pay your ink and you cast your glimmer, they are drying. Your character is drying when you cast them. There's nothing they can do that turn. They have to wait till the next turn comes around. The ink is dry, then you can ready them and you can challenge, or you can quest, or you can do any number of things with that character, but you have to wait. In this case, Rush, this character can challenge a turn they're played. That means they are coming into the game already dry. When you pay your ink cost and you cast Rafiki, he's going to come in and he can do a challenge right away. Now, he can't quest right away, but Rush will allow him to challenge right away. So if there's a character on the board that you've damaged, that you see is just hanging on for dear life before they get banished, and you bring out Rafiki, rather than having to wait to your next turn and maybe having that character healed by an effect of a card like Coconut Basket, for example, Rafiki can come into the play, immediately challenge that character, and banish him out of the game. Rush is a very aggressive keyword, and it's very, very good for finishing off characters that are on their last legs. The next keyword I have here is Shift. I use this one a whole lot in my deck because I have 3 giant tinks and 3 small tinks. And what Shift allows us to do is you may pay 4 ink to play this card on top of one of your characters named Tinkerbell. I'm going to show you the Tinkerbell Giant Fairy card real quickly and use this as my explanation for you. So Tinkerbell Giant Fairy costs 6. You would have to pay 6 ink to afford to play her onto the table without shifting. However, if you have a small Tinkerbell already on the table, you can only pay 4 ink, so that's 2 less than the cost of this card, and you can shift the big tink on top of the small tink. Now, any of the effects of the card of the tink below will come up to the tink above. So if the tink below is damaged, say, by 1 or 2, then the tink shifted card will also be damaged by 1 or 2. None of the game state gets changed by shifting. But shifting, what it allows you to do is allows you to conserve the ink in your inkwell, pay 2 less than the cost of the card to put this card on top of a smaller card. I absolutely love Shift. I think Shift is for me is the game changer of this game, because I guess evolving in Pokemon. I don't play Pokemon, but my son does, and I know a bit about it kind of peripherally. So you guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But Pokemon with the evolving is a similar mechanic, but I just absolutely love the idea that I can bring out a card that's a high cost, high power card for less if I manage to get a smaller card of the same character on the table. I absolutely love the shift mechanic. So next keyword I want to go over, and this is a perfect segue from shift, is sing. Now, the sing mechanic is not only super thematic, because obviously, as a Disney fan, you know there's lots of singing and lots of songs in Disney movies. The way that sing translates into a game mechanic is some characters are able to sing songs. Songs are action cards. Rather than you paying their ink cost to sing a song, your character can sing it for free. So, for example, if you have a song called One Jump Ahead, and let's say the cost to play this card is 3. I don't have the card in front of me, so forgive me. I'll correct it in the comments if I have to. So let's say that One Jump Ahead is a 3 cost card. You can play 3 ink, or pay 3 ink and cast One Jump Ahead, and then One Jump Ahead can take its effect. I don't play this color combo, but I think it's look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but let's go with this for sake of discussion. You pay 3 ink, you then play One Jump Ahead, and you do what the action lets you do. Now, when you have sing Some characters can actually sing songs for free and not cost you their ink cost to get them out. So, for example, I could have a card like Cinderella sing One Jump Ahead, or even more thematically, Jasmine. Jasmine could sing One Jump Ahead. So you can play that card by using your character Jasmine's action. So now they can't quest and they can't challenge because the action they've chosen to use this hand is sing. So you're giving up an action to do it. But what you're not giving up is your resources. You're not giving up any ink to get that card out. So you play One Jump Ahead by singing it. You've now spent an action to do it, but now you have all of your ink still in your inkwell that you can use to cast other characters or play other songs or do other actions. It's an amazing game mechanic. Next to Shift has got to be like it has to be number two, the second best game mechanic in the game. The ability to get a card out thematically by singing it and then having the benefit of not having it cost you any of your resources is game changing. What an amazing mechanic. And this is just one of the many things that makes Lorcana a fantastically wonderful game. Next keyword we have here is support. We'll use Merlin as an example. Whenever this character quests, you may add their strength to another chosen character's strength. This is a great little mechanic, and Madison uses this to me all the time when she's playing her Sapphire deck. So in Merlin's case, he has a 3 strength, but he also quests for 1 lore. So in a case when you want to get that 1 lore, maybe you're in a race for lore, you're going to want to go ahead and quest with Merlin. But by doing that, he now gives his 3 strength to any other character. So you could take a character like Captain Hook, for example, who's only got a 1 strength, and now you make him a 4 strength. So again, possibly Captain Hook alone could challenge and banish a character. Or if you're fighting a really big bruiser like a Maui or a Giant Tink or a Simba, the Steel Simba, you need a lot of power to take these cards down. So maybe you need some mid-strength card like a 4 or a 5 cost card to now get Merlin's 3 and bump that up to 7 or 8. So now you've got a card that's only got 5 strength natively, and now they've got 8 because Merlin's given them his support and Merlin's quest. So in the same turn, you've beefed up one of your heroes to attack a larger hero on your opponent's side, and you gain 1 lore. Again, just another fantastic mechanic that makes Lorcana special. The next keyword we have here is ward. Opponents can't choose this character except to challenge. Ward confused me to no end for the longest time. And I think literally I was like yesterday years old when I figured it out. But essentially what this means is I can only challenge a character with ward. I'm going to show you Donald Duck's Sapphire card as an example. If you have a card like an action card like Grab Your Swords or Smash, you cannot use these action cards to inflict any damage on a character with ward. You must challenge them. So now it's really making you think, is it worth it going against a character like Donald Duck, who's a 4 strength, 3 willpower? Because as you know, if you attack a character, their strength is going to come right back at you before their turn ends. And a 4-3 Donald, that's 4 hits coming right back into your character. It's really going to make you have to stop and think, do I want to put one of my characters on the line to challenge Donald Duck? But if you have to get them off the table, it's the only thing you can do. They're really making you use your brain and making you strategize here, because you cannot use an item to banish a character with ward. Ward is it's so frustrating. It is such a frustrating keyword to play against. I understand why Maddie loves it so much, but when you're playing against it, it really cuts your options in half almost. You really have to really think about what you want to do, and is it worth going after a card like Donald Duck? So the last keyword I want to show you is not technically a keyword like the other ones we've shown you, where those keywords can be found on a lot of different cards. But this keyword on my Beast card from my Steel deck is called Break. When this player enters play, or sorry, when you play this character and it enters play, you may banish a chosen item. So in my Amber Steel deck, I don't have any way to deal with items and item removal except for this keyword break. None of the cards I have in my deck can remove items. So I need to have a character like Beast in my deck to be able to do this. When I'm playing Ethan and he has Shield of Virtue in his Ruby deck, or when I'm playing Madison and she has Coconut Baskets in her Sapphire deck, these cards live on the table the entire game. Normally, when I'm playing them with my my Amber Steel deck, because I have no way of getting rid of these cards. I have no break cards in my deck currently. There isn't a steel card called break that allows you to do this, but this break ability is built in to this beast card. So strategically, rather than filling up my deck with these break cards, I fill up my deck with these beast cards that also have break natively built in. And if I don't get rid of Ethan's shield, sorry, gosh, I can't even speak today. If I can't get rid of Ethan's Shield of Virtue, that card will allow him to ready one card every turn. So he can quest and then ready and then challenge. And if he has a second shield, he can ready again. So I need to get that thing off the table. It's way too powerful of an item. Madison has Coconut Basket. When she has multiple Coconut Baskets on her field, so what Coconut Basket does is when you play a character, you can heal up to 2 damage from any other chosen character. That is constantly undoing all the work that I do with my deck. I'm damaging her characters with my big, strong steel characters. She'll play a character on her turn, and just by the act of playing the character, the Coconut Basket will remove up to 2 damage that I just did. So I'm constantly hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting, and for the most part, she's gotten very, very good at beating me now when we play head-to-head, because I'm just not able to hit her enough to the amount that she's able to heal herself enough. So in this case, break, when I play Beast, I automatically get the option to remove an item. And in this case, I would get that Coconut Baskets right out of there. When someone's playing against me in my Amber deck, the item I always have in spades on my table is Lantern. Lantern lets you pay 1 less ink for any card you play. So if I have a Lantern on the table and I activate that Lantern, and I have a beast that costs 5, well, that beast only now costs 4. This is what saves my bacon in the late game when I'm trying to play big, strong, bruiser steel characters. I have lots of lanterns, lots meaning maximum of 4, obviously, on my table, and I'm constantly paying the cost of a lantern, tapping those lanterns to play my characters for 1 less cost. So, again, if I had 4 lanterns on the table, my opponent would need some way to deal with that, or else I'm getting to play all my characters for a lesser cost. So they can use break, or they can use, again, beast. They can use something that'll banish those items off the table. So the push and pull, the ebb and flow back and forth on this is just so wonderful. I think we're learning now. Again, most of us have been with us for a bit now, but some of us may be brand new to the game. But what I think that is always wonderfully surprising is that the keyword will affect the way each game is played depending on when the card is drawn. When you pull a card at the exact moment that you need it is exhilarating, and I know that the drawing the right card at the right time is not exclusive to Lorcana, but I feel like with all the keywords that we have to our, I guess, available to us now, it takes this game down a whole new rabbit hole, and there's endless possibilities of what I can play and how you can counter it. And I think that this is the thing that's going to keep this game relevant and fun and fresh for a very, very long time. The more new keywords we get, the more new cards that do fun and unique things, the more we're going to have to find ways on our end to respond and defend and to be able to survive when these new keywords are coming at us. So, like I said, we are 2 weeks away from Chapter 2. We are 2 weeks away from bunch, a bunch, moms and dads, of new keywords. And it's going to be so much fun to see how the new keywords work with or against the current keywords. And I'm really excited to see how I'm going to include new cards into my deck with new keywords. I'm excited to see how you guys are going to be incorporating the new cards from Chapter 2 into your deck. We're going to cross our fingers that availability is much better than in Chapter 1. We're going to cross our fingers that now that Ravensburger knows how popular the game actually is, we're going to see some more restocks faster. We're all going to have our hands on these cards, and we're all going to get to play cards with these new keywords. So again, thanks so much everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe to the video. As long as you love watching them, we keep doing them. I know I say it every time, but it's true. We just love making these videos because we're getting such a great response from the community. And speaking of the community, you can follow us everywhere. You can follow us on Facebook. It's just Chris Zenga on Facebook. You can join my Discord, the Parents Guide to Lorcana Discord. If you join other Discords of people that you listen to on their podcasts, I always pump up Live Laugh Lorcana, because Katie and Becky are just amazing human beings, and we spend a lot of time in their Discord. And my name is the Legend of Zenga in that Discord. So come find me there and say hello. And I'm also on Instagram. You know, I post every couple of days. I'll post a short reel or a short video. I'm not really the kind of channel that does like news and reviews and that sort of stuff, so you don't see those kind of quick fire posts on my channel. But it's a great opportunity for you to come on board, send a message, comment. If you have any questions at all you want to ask me, please feel free. I love answering all the questions that I get. If you have some topics you want me to talk about, I'm here to support the new player. I'm here to support the player who's brand new to Lorcana or brand new to trading card games in general. I know I call it the Parents Guide to Lorcana. It's because I'm a parent, and a big part of why I play is to play with my kids. But this channel is for everybody who's looking to have a little bit more of a casual approach and a slow I guess a slow-paced learning style channel. So if that's for you, check out all my other videos that I've done up to this point, and we'll talk to you real soon.